doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for taking a minute and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smoking, I'm going to show you how to make hot buttered rum. Now, this time of year, we're in December, the weather's getting colder outside, you're going to have family and friends over for the holidays celebrating. And you know what? This is a great drink to make that's very unique. Probably most of your friends and relatives have never tried it before because you can't just walk into your local bar and pub and order it. But it is pretty simple to make. Now, hot buttered rum has been around for a very, very long time. No one really knows its direct origins, but we know back in the colonial days, they used to drink a lot of it, particularly on the long voyages with the ship when it was cold outside. They used to believe that rum was very good to drink, that it was actually a strengthener for your body and nutritious. And by adding the butter, it added a little bit of fat content, which gave it a little bit more, I guess, a full feeling when you drank it. And it tastes delicious on top of that, so that's an added bonus. Now, this is a real simple thing to do. It does involve a technique we call fat washing, and that's where we're going to take the fat from the butter and infuse it or blend it into our rum. So the main ingredient is get a decent bottle of rum. I have the Appleton Estates, which is a Jamaican rum. I had this before. My dad actually, when he went to Jamaica a few years back on vacation, brought me back a bottle. Very good rum. Obviously, you're going to need some butter. You're going to need a little bit of sweetener. You can use simple syrup. You can use a little bit of brown sugar, which is what I'm going to be using. And then you want to garnish it with some cinnamon sticks. I also have a garnish, a star anise, which just adds a little flavor. This is optional. And pretty much that's it. It's a little bit of hot water. It's an absolutely delicious drink to make. And like I said, your family and friends are going to be really impressed. So stick around. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright, so the first step you want to do is we got to melt this butter and we're going to turn it into browned butter. Now this is a pretty easy process. It's just a little time consuming, especially towards the last part. You really have to keep an eye on it because we want to brown this butter, but if you're not too careful, you can actually end up burning it, which is not going to be good at all. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to have some kind of stainless steel or light colored saucepan. You can even use a light colored stainless steel frying pan. Just make sure it's got a little bit of a lip on it. And we're going to slowly melt this down and we're going to turn it into brown butter, and that's what we're going to use to infuse in our rum. Alright, so it's been a couple minutes. The sticks have melted down. Now when you get to this point, you can turn the heat up a little bit because we want to bring it to a simmer. And one thing I forgot to mention, you want to make sure to use unsalted butter. The salted butter seems to foam more when you get to this bubbling stage. It makes it a little more difficult to see the underside. The other option is you can always kind of tilt your pan a little bit just to make sure you scrape all those brown bits off the bottom when we get to that point, which I'll show you down the line here. So I turned it up a little bit. We're going to continue to stir this. It's best to use a rubber spatula or maybe a wooden spoon, something you can easily scrape the bottom of your pan with. Alright, here we are. This is when it starts making noise. Don't be too concerned. It's totally normal. It's starting to come to a simmer. I'll just be quiet so you can hear it. And if you're standing here, it's going to remind you of like movie theater buttered popcorn. That's what it smells like. Very buttery. As this water evaporates and it starts to brown, it's going to take on a different look and a different smell. It's going to give you more of a kind of a nutty flavor, and it's going to add so much goodness to our hot buttered rum drink. Alright, here we are a couple minutes later. Now you can see it's starting to rapidly boil. You'll see that foam that's forming. Oh, it smells so good. So you're just going to continue to stir it, and like I said, you can tilt it to the side to see the bottom of the pan. Make sure nothing's starting to burn there. Alright, so we're a couple minutes down the road, and as you can already tell, The sound is kind of getting a little bit more quiet. Now you know we're getting really close to it to start to brown. So this is where you really have to pay attention. I tilt it up here. You can see some of the stuff sticking to the bottom of the pan here. You want to scrape that off. Keep stirring it. Don't want it to sit on the bottom too long and start to burn. You'll also notice that the volume has gone down a little bit because a lot of that water is already evaporated off. So we're almost there. Right now we don't hear any sound at all. It's starting to foam again, and now you can see in the bottom, see how it's starting to turn brown? And if you could kind of move some of that foam aside, you'll see it's no longer golden brown, or it's no longer golden, it's starting to turn a light hue of brown. And you can also see there's some little particles on the bottom. Another thing you could do is just take a spoon here, there, and you can see it's definitely brown. There's little particles. You see, that's what we want right there. Those little particles like that, that's the flavor. Now we're pretty much there. Okay, look at that. Look at how much particles are there. Okay, so this is done. So, like I said, turn off the heat. Give it one big stir. Make sure to scrape all those little flavor crystals off the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to pour this into a jar to cool off, and I'll show you the next step in just a second. Alright, so here we are. Just to let you see how it looks like. You can see the little brown particles on the bottom, hopefully, on the camera. That's all the good flavor crystals. I just poured it in this mason jar just to let it cool for a few minutes. Now I got a bigger gallon mason jar here. You don't need a mason jar. You can use any kind of container you would like. Let me get this rum opened up here. So I'm going to pour a whole 750 milliliter bottle of rum into this mason jar, or any container you have. Save the jar because we're going to put buttered rum, once it's been infused, back into this jar, and it's going to be stable, just like regular rum, for an unlimited amount of time. Okay, now we're going to take that hot buttered rum, and we're going to pour that, just like that, right into, and look at all those brown crystals there at the end. You want to get all that. That's flavor. Jar's a little hot, so let's see, that's what I'm talking about right there. Look at those flavor crystals there. You can already see it's starting to separate a little bit, which it's going to. The rum's going to be on the bottom, and the fat butter is going to go on the top. Alright. So now we just want to stir it really well and infuse the rum and the butter together. Okay? I have a little, it's actually a frother for coffee, but it'll work in this instance as well. Or you can just use a whisk or even a spoon. But we're just going to try to mix this up very well. Try to get everything mixed together. Because some of those fat particles are going to infuse into the rum. So just like so. And we don't have to do this too long. Just for around maybe 30-45 seconds. We just want to, like I said, we want to try to infuse some of that fatty butter, brown butter, into the rum. You'll know it'll be infused when we're done because the rum will no longer be a clear brown liquid. It's going to be kind of cloudy, more of a gold hue. Alright, I think we're done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wait. I'm going to put a lid on it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put this in the freezer for a couple hours. What's going to happen is the fat again is going to rise to the top and the rum's going to be on the bottom. Okay, we want that to happen. And by putting it in the freezer, it's going to get that fat layer on top to harden. And that way we're going to be able to scrape that hard part off and have that delicious rum on the bottom that's already been infused with the butter flavor. So that's it. You can already start to see it already a little bit start to separate there. Well, I don't know if you can see, but it's starting already. So I'm just going to go put this in the freezer for a couple hours. We'll be back in a little bit. I'll show you the next step. All right. While we're waiting for that rum to kind of get frozen, time for a beer review. Look at this one. Enter Night. Written like Metallica. It's actually a collaboration between Metallica and this brewing company. What's the brewing company again? It's Arrogant. They make the Arrogant beer series. They're out of California. And this is a Pilsner. So there you go. Enter Night. This is my son Kyle. Say hi.
Hi.
And he's going to be trying something that he's never tried. I've never tried. I might have to have a sip. This is ginger beer. Extra ginger brew.
I hope he's
all natural Jamaican style.
Wait.
Jamaican style. It says it's non-alcoholic strong ginger bite. Yeah, that's about it. I know nothing about it. I've seen it in the store, so we're going to give it a try.
I almost feel like they're trying to stuff alcohol in me without saying it.
Well, I don't know why they call it ginger beer. Why don't they just call it ginger ale?
I'm just happy I'm not drinking 3 of these at once, because then I have the chance of getting drunk.
Well, they say it's got a strong ginger bite. You like ginger, right?
Like him.
We were just talking. He likes
good.
the ginger sauce at Benihana, but he also likes
You might want to explain
the mustard
what
sauce.
Benihana is.
People know it's a Japanese steakhouse or teppin table. Not really a steakhouse.
Well, it might be their first video.
But it's really, really good.
Japanese restaurant.
It's one of our favorite places to go. All right. So I can notice right away, light color.
This is gonna.
Very light smell.
And we
Maybe a
forgot
little bit of hops.
We couldn't really show you this on video, but we looked at the bottom here before anything, and you could see like ginger in it floating.
Yeah, there's a little bit. I don't know what the alcohol content is this, but it's a Pilsner, so it's probably not too high. Anyway, as always, guys, I appreciate you watching my video. Cheers. Cheers, Kyle.
My nose to just smell.
How's it smell, by the way? Ooh, it smells like ginger. All right, I hope you like it. Thanks again, guys. It's very light. Little bit of a hops presence. Kind of got that like strawy, weedy kind of aftertaste a little bit. I mean, it's good for a Pilsner. Typically, I like something just a tad bit stronger.
Now,
But this would be a good beer, especially in the summertime. What do you think?
I see where they call it beer, but it's nowhere near beer. It's ginger ale. Get it right, company. If you're watching this, I would recommend calling it ginger ale. It's not beer. And
I don't know why they call it beer.
I would drink it on to the actual part of the review. I would drink it slowly,
Well, here,
or else you're
hang
going to
on.
kill yourself.
It says ginger beer means strong ginger ales with more bite. We brew using the finest fresh ginger root, fruit juices, spices, and herbs. Our ginger brews have won numerous gourmet awards and are at the top selling soft drink stores nationwide. Served chilled without ice.
You probably should have read that before I started.
Yeah, okay, so this is what it's got. It's got sparkling filtered water, raw sugar cane, pineapple juice, honey, fresh ginger root, lemon, and lime juices, and spices. Now, I gotta have a sip. Don't drink it all. Is it like a super strong concentrated ginger ale?
You gotta drink it slowly.
Oh, yeah.
I can handle it, but if you've never had any type of spice,
you have to like
beverage,
ginger to enjoy this.
If you're Mexican, then go ahead and chug the thing in one sip. If not, then
It's
let
good.
Be a normal person, drink it slow.
It is a very strong ginger taste for sure. This is good too. Like I said, a little bit weaker than I'm typically used to, but it's good. I've had quite a few of their the arrogant. They have an arrogant bastard ale. They got a lot of different versions. They make a tangerine. Is it tangerine? Tangerine pineapple, some kind of IPA, which is really good. They have a couple different varieties. You can find them in the big single bottles at the stores out here in California. So if you get a chance, definitely try it. But you know, I saw this. I like Metallica. Enter Night is from that song. What's that song called? Enter Sandman. Enter Night. Anyway, cheers, Kyle. We're going to enjoy our beverages, and then we'll be back in a few hours once that buttered rum is kind of solid, gotten more of a solid form, and I'll show you the next step. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Well, one more cheers. All right, guys. See you in a little bit. All right, so this is exactly how it's going to look after it's been in the freezer for several hours. I think I had this in for around 4.5 hours. You can see the layer of fat there on top. Now, what we're going to do is you can either, scrape off that fat. You can save it. It's pretty much butter. If you have a particular recipe, maybe some butter rum cookies or something like that. What I'm going to do, I think, is it's very hard. I'm going to take a knife. I'm going to try to cut a little section out, like poke through it. And then I'm just going to try to pour the liquid out. And I'm going to pour it back into the original bottle, but I'm going to use a funnel with a cheesecloth just to make sure I don't get any big lumps of fat. So, boy, this is harder than I thought. This is really, okay, there we go. I broke through. Okay, so let me continue to do this. Be back in a second. All right, so I broke a hole through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a funnel. I got a little piece of cheesecloth here that I'm just going to put, like I said, in the funnel here. I want to catch any solids. And let's see here. Hopefully I won't have too much of a problem. Try to hold this with one hand. It's a big bottle, or a big jar, I should say. There we go. Ooh, it smells good. All right, there we go. There's definitely some solids in there. And you know what? You might, over time, maybe in a day or two, you might see some fat maybe floating out of the top surface. You could skim that off. This is pretty much now stable. You can put it, just keep it like any other rum you would have. It's perfectly okay. It's not going to go bad. So, all right. Let me get the other ingredients to make this hot buttered rum. I'll be out here with my wife in just a second. All right, welcome back. This is my wife, Monica.
Hi.
All right, the first thing we decided we're going to do is we're just going to take not a full shot, but just maybe a quarter shot just to taste it. You can see how it looks like. It's definitely more cloudy than it originally was, and this is still kind of cold.
It looks like apple cider.
Yeah, it does look like apple cider.
Wait, did you smell it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't smell like apple cider. It looks like
No, I
apple
know. Yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't expect that. It does look like it, though. Looks like fresh squeezed apple juice.
She's got her favorite Alabama shot glass.
Yes.
And I got
It's my shot glass.
my favorite one. Okay. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.
Cheers. Okay. Ooh, I smell the rum, that's for sure.
Yeah, I do smell rum. All right.
Ready?
Yeah. Ooh. It tastes like butterscotch.
Yes, it does.
It tastes like one of those
Wow.
butterscotch, what are those hard candies?
Like a Werther's?
Yeah, like a Werther's.
It does.
Not
With
quite
the
as
alcohol. It is strong alcohol, but my gosh. I'm not even a huge rum drinker, but that is really good. I could make a good drink.
Ooh. I just taste butterscotch. That's like a butterscotch.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's without all that sweetness.
Wow.
It's not as sweet as butterscotch.
Now for the drinks. I got some hot water here. I'm going to start off because we want this to be sweet. I can tell how that tastes. We want it to be sweet. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of brown sugar in each glass here. Now you can use regular sugar in a pinch. You can use syrup. What's that?
Oh, the Demerara.
Demerara?
I bought the syrup because I'm going to make another batch to take up to the mountains when I go up there with my sister. And they didn't have like the granulated, so I bought the syrup. And I was told that it's actually really easy to find. You can go online and you can order it because there's no alcohol in it. So go on Amazon, or if you have a company you prefer, if you can't get it locally.
So what I'm adding here is 2 ounces of the rum, and I, rather than do a shot glass where I'll probably spill, even though I'm spilling a little bit with this,
Yeah, you're
I
doing
thought this
okay.
would be easier because it's got a little bit of a pouring thing on the end.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Look at how syrupy that rum
You want me to
looks.
stir it? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, to stir the...
Well, I was going to put the hot water in it first.
Oh, okay.
Because, okay, so we want to put around 4 ounces of hot water, which is double this. So, ooh, this is hot. I had this, I brought it to a boil. Let me see. Okay, so there's 1. Hang on.
Oh,
Do
sorry.
2.
My bad.
2. And then let me get the other one.
I'll
Ooh.
just stir one while you do the other.
Well, I can't get my hand in there.
I was trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here.
Oh, I didn't quite have enough here. Well, we'll make do. Actually, I still got some back here.
Oh, perfect. So, by the way, what I was reading, I mean, I didn't know what the Demerara sugar was. I guess I'm kind of dumb. But I guess it's less refined. So it's more kind of like sugar in the raw. But it's not processed very much. And it is real caramely tasting because of that. So that's what makes Demerara sugar a little different than normal sugar. You could use brown sugar, though.
Now stir it real good. You want to make
I'm
sure
trying to
there's
get it
no,
all. I am.
there's something floating in
No,
there.
there's just, yeah, a little here, but not there. Not on that one.
Okay.
This one just got a big chunk of it.
It's like a big piece of brown sugar.
My syrup wouldn't be big
yeah,
chunky.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So now we want to garnish it. We got a star anise, which is optional. We found these at Cost Plus Market. They look like a little star.
They smell really good too.
And then take a cinnamon stick in there. Like that. Okay. There we go. Hot buttered rum.
Ooh, that looks delicious.
There you go, guys. I can already
Ooh.
smell more of a kind of festive holiday.
Oh, did you want to put a little bit of pumpkin pie spice on it?
I think it's
Not
fine.
really?
Let's just try it like this. We were debating putting some of that Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice
I
on
might.
it.
I like mine spicy.
Well, let's just try this and
Okay.
see. I'm just stirring it a little bit with the cinnamon stick to try to incorporate some of the flavors of that star anise.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, wow.
Wow. That
Oh
is
my
good.
gosh. That is so good. I didn't think it would be that good. Wow.
Okay.
That
Adding,
tastes like drinking a butterscotch.
adding the
something.
4 ounces of water and the brown sugar took the bite of the rum away.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's
now
going to
all
be
you-
dangerous.
Now all you're tasting is kind of like the buttery flavored mixed with the, and this being a Jamaican rum, it's made with, it's kind of got that sweet kind of flavorful taste to it.
This is so amazing.
Yeah, this is really, really good.
I didn't know what to expect.
Now this is something obviously you wouldn't be drinking every night, but on a cold winter night, holiday, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, you're looking for a warm festive drink,
Oh, wow.
and your family and friends are over.
That's good. That's like a cider warm you up kind of drink, but
Wow.
it's not as sweet as a Werther's, but it's got that good, deep, rich flavor.
And you know what? It's got a little bit of a nutty flavor, I think, from the butter, the way I browned it.
I don't
You can
taste the
taste
nutty.
it? No?
No, but it's really, to me, it's really smooth and it's really butterscotchy, but I taste the butter, but it's not like a heavy butter taste. It's like a real creamy butter taste. So
Yeah, it's very
this
good.
is super, super good.
Wow.
Wow, you nailed that one, huh?
That is better than expected.
Wow.
So guys, if you like the video, hit the like button. please consider subscribing and check out the link above. It's to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. I appreciate you watching. Cheers. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Bye.